Hey guys, Ginger here, and today I'm bringing you guys my newest Top 5 Wednesday, which is the top 5 books that I ended up loving, even though I thought I was gonna hate them. So again, if you didn't already know, Top 5 Wednesday is a top 5 list hosted over at Goodreads where they give you different topics for each Wednesday in the month, and like I said, this week's topic was books that I thought that I was going to hate, but I ended up loving. So I have 5 books here to share with you guys, and hopefully you guys might find a new book for your TBR because, as the title says, I loved these books even though I thought I was going to hate them. And I use loved a little stretchingly because for one, I don't have all my books here, and for two, I did give all of these between 4 and 5 stars, but obviously if they were a 5-star, I love them more than if they were a 4-star. But I'm sure you guys knew that. Oh my gosh. I hope I'm not getting sick. So I think I'm gonna go in order of like least loved to most loved. But so the first book I have here is The Girls at 17 Swan Street by Yara Zagab. I think this was a author's name that I had trouble with. But I got this as a review copy and it came out in February. But this is about our main character, Anna, and she is suffering with anorexia. And this is kind of just the story of her journey and trying to overcome this mental illness. I have read books about anorexia in the past, and it wasn't necessarily that I did not, or that I hated them, but they made me feel so sick and started to almost kind of want to be anorexic myself. So I had to put them down. But this one was not like that, and I ended up really enjoying it, and I did not hate it for this factor. This was a very uplifting and much more positive look on recovering from anorexia, so I really appreciated that, and I thought this was a great account for someone suffering with that. So in the end, I did really enjoy this, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, so I did end up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. The next book I have here, it falls in the category of romance, and as you may or may not know, I'm usually not the biggest romance reader. So when I got Falling by Jane Green as an advanced reader copy, I thought I might not like this. So it took me a couple years, actually 2 years, to end up reading this, but when I did, I fell head over heels. I sobbed a little bit. It was a wonderful story of love. This follows our main character, Emma, and she moves into a new area, and she falls for her neighbor Dominic, and from there things just get nice and adorable. I had a couple of issues with this when it comes to overall plot points, but the writing and the plot overall was spectacular, and like I said, I cried. So even though I thought I would hate this because it is a romance novel, I ended up very much loving it, and I would recommend it to those of you who also like romance. Well, not also, but who do like romance, because this was a very good romance book. So I am lucky that I did not hate this, and I ended up really liking it because it made me kind of feel silly for putting it off so long because I ended up really enjoying it. The third book is also an arc that I received, and the last of the arcs in this pile, but it is Blood Rose Rebellion by Rosalind Eves. Now, this doesn't have very good ratings on Goodreads, so I thought I was going to hate this book because of that. And I did put it off for a little bit, like Falling, because I was afraid to read it and because I got so backlogged on my arcs. So even though this did come out in March of 2017, I did not get to it till 2018, my bad. But this follows our main character, also Anna, too many Annas, and this is a fantasy novel. I would call it more of a urban fantasy, because it takes place in not really modern day, but it takes place in places that we know, like London, and it takes a spin on those places and adds magic into the system. So we have Anna, who is born into a more of a royal, higher up family, but she cannot perform magic, and this is something that is very unusual for people of class and power, because they are the ones who can perform magic and the lower class can't. So this is kind of about her journey of discovering why she cannot do that and the political problems in society surrounding magic. I gave this, I think, a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I am very excited to continue on with this trilogy because I enjoyed the political plot points. I thought Anna was a pretty good character, and it just had a lot to bring to the table, and yeah, it just thoroughly surprised me, and I ended up really loving it, even though I thought I was going to really hate this because not many people ended up liking this book. It's been a few minutes because my camera died, but we are back and we're gonna finish talking about the 4th and 5th books on this list. So the 4th book is a classic, so if you can't tell just by me saying that, I thought I was gonna hate it because usually classics I tend not to like, but this one I ended up loving with my whole soul, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and that is The Giver by Lois Lowry. If you didn't already know, this is set in a future of the United States, or just the world in general, where everything is pretty much sorted out for everybody, and yeah, it's kind of a dystopian. It's very short, it is wonderfully well written, and it makes you really think. So if you haven't read The Giver, you definitely should in your lifetime because it is spectacular. And I'm so glad I ended up loving it instead of hating it because it's so good. And then the last one on here is definitely the one that I thought I was going to hate the most because the previous books I tried by this author I really despised. So the fact that when I picked this up and ended up falling in love with it, I was super shocked. And that is Clockwork Angel, or the entire Infernal Devices trilogy. If you didn't already know, Clockwork Angel is about our main character Tessa, who is whisked away into a world where she realizes that demons and mythical creatures are real, and none other than Will and Jem of the Shadowhunters comes along to save her, and stuff goes from there. So this is by Cassandra Clare. This follows the Shadowhunter Chronicles, but with better characters in my opinion. And I just so much enjoyed this book. I have the whole series now. It was so good. I ended up liking Clockwork Prince the most, but I did give Clockwork Angel a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I definitely love this trilogy, and I'm so glad I went with everybody's opinions on how great it was and gave it a try, because even though I didn't like the Mortal Instruments, I super enjoyed these ones. So these are the 5 books that I thought I was definitely going to hate and I ended up loving. So let me know in the comments below what your books are that you were surprised by and ended up loving, and make sure to let me know if you also love any of these books, because I would be very appreciative of discussing that with you guys. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and until my next video, I will see you guys later. Bye! Hi friends, Ginger here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, how are ya? Today I'm bringing you guys my January read.